What's up, cyberspace cadets? It's Irate Prostate. It's Thursday. It's time for hot takes. That's right, and this is Anime Week. And in the studio with me is a special guest, your boy Pat, and
what's up?
My partner in crime, also known as Big Fat Brian, who is muted. Not anymore.
I am no longer muted. But
how are you?
I'm doing well, except it's Anime Week.
What did I say? I'm fucking retarded. What did I say?
No. I'm just saying because it's Anime Week.
What did I say?
No. You said it right. You said it right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I'm slowing the uptake. I'm going, what in the fuck? It's like, I'm smelling burnt toast. Holy shit. I'm having a stroke or something. I'm not. I shouldn't play light on that, man, because there's...
No, it wasn't you. It was the content of the week.
Oh, okay. So I hear a complaint then. Mm-hmm. I ain't got you. Thanks, Lotus. I've never been considered hot by very many women, but you are included among them that I'm not married to. I'll put it that way. Anywho, so it's been a crazy week, and doing a lot of... it's really weird. Okay, here's the deal. We're going to be talking about Sword Guy, the series, okay? And the Sword Guy, the series, started on Netflix a couple of months ago. Season 1 is when we looked at it and talked about it, right? And and we learned all these new words, like Busoma, Cereal, yes. Let's see, what was that? The other thing. Oh shit, where is it?
Hiryuken. I think I'm saying that right.
Hiryuken. Oh, like
Hiryuken.
Yeah,
that thing.
Yeah, like the guy. Yeah. Fuck. Where is her name? Boom, boom, boom. The Maldicon, Madicion. The vampire, the black vampire chick with white hair thing.
Oh, her.
Yeah. The name was Maldicion, I think. I didn't know how to spell it, so I just wrote it how I thought it sounded to me. And one thing about this part of this group of episodes is there is a shitload of killing going on. That one thumbs up for me. Last time wasn't violent enough for me. That was one of my complaints, I think. So, who wants to try to explain what the fuck happened and what's going on with this thing? Don't everybody go at once.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, all I can basically say is, like, just like last season, this season is no different. It is all over the damn place. I mean, it's like it's not concentrated on just one person. It's just like it switched from one person to this person to that person. It was like, how many stories are they trying to tell in this damn series?
Right.
It's called Sword Guy, but it's like in this season right here, it started out with Guy, and then it didn't come back him to like episode 5. I'm like, what the.
Right. Well, then he tried to kill himself. He ripped his arm off and shit, and then went out head first off of that fucking building, and then these people save him, and then this kabuki looking chick comes up, or geisha looking. Really, it's geisha. It's not kabuki.
Oh yeah, Himiko.
Yeah. See, man, and then there's these Augie's fucking Japanese names, man. Even these people that don't look Japanese, I need like Pete and Bob and Jimmy. I need shit like that. I'm a Southern boy. I gotta have simple shit because Japanese is not a language. Is not my second or third or fifth, 12th language even.
I'll be honest. I was watching this and I thought they were just dropping pans down some stairs.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, I went there, Irate.
You did. Well, okay, here's the deal. All right, but Brian and I, for everybody that's new to this deal, Brian and I have never really been into, anime or even, the manga comic books or anything, right? I had seen some of the the classics like the Ghost in the Machine, which I thought was awesome. I loved it. It was a little confusing, but Akira,
Akira's great.
which is a beautiful. That's a work of art. The Berserk series that was on Netflix was fantastic. So so I had a little exposure to it. Brian had almost none. I mean, I watched Speed Racer when I was a kid. So. I mean, I can go back that far. I mean, if you really want to get, down with the anime part. But
Speed Racer doesn't really seem like modern day style anime,
I love the sounds of the. It's like, what are you saying, man? What is that supposed to mean?
Or when he says like one sentence and then all of a sudden his mouth just keeps going for like 3 frames or 4 frames.
Yeah, of course, because that's I get the dub stuff, man. I'm okay with that shit. I grew up on Godzilla, which I actually loved as a kid, and I still love to this day, just because it's Godzilla and it's Gamera and all that shit. So all right, but when we got into this thing, we were like, well, it's a thing. And Brian and I were talking one day, and we were going, well, why is it such a huge thing, right? So that's kind of the reason we've got Pat and occasionally people like Viper Sword. And I invited Vamp Candy, but evidently she probably saw the material and declined.
Yeah, I can see why.
But because if you've got ADD, this is the perfect series for you, because it just goes. I mean, like Pat said, man, it's in one thing one second, and then the next second it's like, what the fuck? And is this dude the hairdresser? Is he gay? Is he straight? I was confused
Apparently
about
he's
that.
into BBWs.
Yeah, no shit. Well, I mean.
From the first and until the middle of this season right here, he was actually running away from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, but
because she was in hot pursuit of him.
The power of the boobs saved his life.
and you got to admit, when he did say to her, your hair is fabulous. I was like,
he is a hairdresser. So
that was funny as shit.
They get real with that fetish and shit.
That's right. Did anybody catch the new season of American Horror Story last night? The beginning.
I did not.
There's some similar elements just in the characters and stuff. It was really weird because I was watching it and I'm going, hold on, man. I don't know. My brain was making connections. I was tired. Obviously, when I was, I did fall asleep during episode 6. I fell asleep, like a sleep, and so I cranked it back up to the back, where the little blue-haired girl. You can't tell me that lolly shit's not a thing, man, because that was that was borderline like creepy, pedophilia wise creepy. It was almost like, what the fuck is this kid naked? And is she a kid? I could never tell how old she was with her thigh highs.
It was. She looked to be something like maybe 15 or 16, to be honest, and it was a little bit odd to have that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a cultural thing,
Right.
Maybe I don't know what the age of consent in their country is, but it's it was a little bit weird, and I can see probably some people being a little bit uncomfortable with it.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, see, like you said, I don't know the mores. Let me look it up. I'll just look up just for shits and giggles or get some shiggles.
Don't. The FBI will follow you.
What?
Don't look it up. Use a VPN, sir.
Yeah, but like I said, with this season, it was just all over the place. It's it's like you're trying. I don't know if they're trying to get you to like what else I want to say? If they're trying to get you to like know all the characters that they're trying to put up in here, which is to me is just a big giant clusterfuck. But it's like you're trying to get to know Guy because, like I said, that's what they made the whole thing all about, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like they'll start with Guy, then all of a sudden it's like 2 to 3 episodes they'll switch out for him, then come back to him and all that right there, and I'm like I'm so fucking confused. But it's like it went from Guy to Marcus to freaking three other unknowns. Then they introduced Himiko. Then it came back to Guy again, like he's with Himiko and these other people right here, where she's trying to teach him like emptiness and how to be hollow and all that whatever. After he's trying to separate himself from the Shiryu and shit.
What we should go over trying to teach being hollow.
Being a hollow sheath.
Yeah.
Being a hollow sheath, being a receptacle of a weapon. I mean, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like she's like talking about her hoo-ha or anything, right? I mean,
not at all.
I totally went there, man. My brain just said, okay, I get it.
Well, I remember being slumped over and watching this and like, this is just, what is going on? And, and everything. And all of a sudden that episode pops up and I'm like, what'd she say?
Right.
Did she just tell him to sheath his sword in her body or something? What?
What the fuck? Exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
But her thing was like, it was some kind of technique that only she had learned, and but the thing was, it just required her to just be like emotion. She couldn't have like no kind of emotions or nothing like that whatsoever, because in doing so would kind of fuck up the whole entire thing, which it basically did, which.
What it is that her condition, she made herself like a in quotes, like a Buddha, right? And because of her perfect state of being a Buddha, she could absorb all these different possessed weapons, right? Because the weapons are possessed by these demonic forces that at some point the whole point is that they want to become. They want to become a race and dominate the earth, right? So the demons possess the weapons soak up enough blood to feed the demons' power, blah, blah, blah. And she has the ability to absorb these weapons into her body because she has no state of emotion. She feels neither love nor hatred. All the opposites. It's all perfect balance of yin and yang, right? Because it's an absence. Actually, that's why she's hollow. So she can accept these she can accept these weapons.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing.
I know, man. It's when I'm saying it out, I'm saying this shit out loud. I am saying this shit out. By the way, the age of consent, I just posted it from Google, is 13 in Japan. So okay, this shit makes sense kind of now. All right.
Yeah, their culture's a little weird.
Yeah, Melon, you're right. It's weeb shit, and we've gone out of our way to open ourselves up to weebiness because it's like I'm like, there's stuff that I love that I've seen. Okay, Attack on Titan. That show, kind of the whole idea behind that doesn't make a lot of sense either, but it's cool as shit looking. And even the live action movie was good, man. Both of those movies, and everybody, that's what I like. I like the weird shit, right? If you're gonna get weird, get really weird on my ass, right? So yeah, I know, dude. It's something else. So and then there's the place that puts these people in a suspended animation and lets them out every once in a while so they can fight the busomas. A busoma is a weapon demon thing that is completely taking possession of a human, and they can convert the weapon into this suit of armor with the weapon attached to it, right? And so so when you become a busoma, you're fucked. You're gone, supposedly.
Yeah, pretty much gone.
But we learn in this season that that's not necessarily the case. You know, because Guy, and so like Pat was saying, it all revolves around this dude named Guy, and it's like sword guy, and I think what that means is like is he a weapon or is he a person, right? Sword guy, you know, is a weapon, is he a person, and I think that's his whole struggle because his mom was in possession of one of those swords when she committed suicide, and he was born of her dead body. Am I right?
Yeah, it's like she was in position of like the Shiryu
Right.
before he was born, and like after she gave birth, she had hanged herself, and I think what he says like when he was reaching out for her, but the first thing he grabbed a hold of was a sword, and it's been like a part of him ever since.
Right. And he said as in the womb, right, exactly. He could hear the thing telling him to kill. So
that sword has been a parent figure to him for 15 whole years.
Yeah.
How
And
dare
it's like
you?
like between like cutting it off of him and trying to like basically kill himself. He's all this doing this episode, he's been trying to separate himself from this damn sword. And he kind of almost hit that point until finally, what's that cat name? Damn.
which one?
Shit, the one with the purple hair and all that. That's in love with Sayaka, but he's mad because he likes Sayaka, but Sayaka likes Guy and all that.
Right. The guy with the long hair, right? The one that embraces her when she lets out her emotions because she's in love with the dude, and he dies with her. I guess. I don't really even know if she's died.
I'm talking about talking about the nice guy, the one that kind of likes the girl that likes Guy, like Sayaka or whatever.
Oh, you mean the sword maker's daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude, right?
I think it's Shin, like the little purple nice guy dude.
Yeah, Shin. Yeah. Okay, I got you. See, these names, man, are they're hard for me. They really are.
And I think, because he's the one in possession of like the superior, like Shiryu, and Guy's supposed to have like the inferior one. So it's like they kind of got like a little rival thing right there because it's like he likes Sayaka, and he's being all nice to her and all that right there, but Sayaka likes Guy, who's basically cold to her and basically like he's not really all interested in shit like that, but she still chases after him. So it's kind of like the nice guy versus the bad boy kind of thing. So that's how they end up fighting and shit.
Right. Well,
Sorry, I looked over at the chat and
you saw what I said?
Yeah.
All melons hit like. All right.
Yep.
Please hit the like button, and I got Streamlabs and shit, and I just opened up a TeePublic. I've got merch. Be a proud Yigtao like me. Okay. Join the race of Yigtaos. YouTubers going our own way.
I don't want to derail this.
Plug session over.
Do you mind if I explain what happened with essentially a character we created on this very show?
Well, no, it was on Creamstream.
On Creamstream.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said anyone that wants to use it can use it, and now they're trolling me.
Well, Melon Smithers, is it's not a person, it's an idea. And
exactly.
And we have
Melon
to.
Smithers is the wind.
Exactly. So we are all Melon Smithers.
Yeah, if there's a troll in your heart somewhere, you were partially Melon Smithers.
Exactly.
Oh, this is the greatest thing ever.
I am a melon. I have been a melon, and I will be a melon.
He's an OG melon.
I'm a melon. I am a melon. Hollow sheath Busoma melon.
Holy shit!
Okay.
You can't even fight that.
All right. What about the vampire black chick that they put in the hospital just to like turn her into this fucking thing? I guess so. She's like one of the. I guess one of the ideas to try to, that whole little foundation thing. It looks like their whole idea is to defeat the Bosomas, right, and to destroy them. So they come up. They've got obviously a biological warfare version. They've got a weapons version because the chick with the big tits and the glasses, she's got the gun that fires the bullets that actually, penetrated the armor. And then, the guy that was working there that kind of sabotaged it all and killed everybody and let out so his son could ascend to, become a Basoma. Because he really wants his son to become a god. But it looks like he's like the like a half of guy. And his name was Shin, right? Is that the kid? The Shin? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. All right. So, actually, I'm keeping more track on this than I thought. Because, my God, there's so much to, so much working parts.
Like I said, it is all over the place.
Right, and that's the thing, man. It's like it switches from this to this to this to this, and then the episode's over. And then we go, okay, now we're here. All right, and it goes from that to that to that to that. And then we come back, and it's back to this to this to this. And then there's the this, that, this, that, this. Okay? And that's kind of how the episodes go. The storytelling is very, what do you call it? A-directional. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's like it kind of meanders and goes all over the place. It's
It's like they gave 9 or 10 people a piece of the script and said, write what you want to write, and then they just all put it together, and it just became one big jumble fuck.
Exactly. So Pat, man, all right, and then the 3 big heads get killed, right? See, I thought they were like maybe the powers behind all this shit. And I thought that they were just playing manipulation and playing like, puppet master with all these guys. What, Brian?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I just got red barred on Discord for a second. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that shit happens. Discord's been acting kind of wonky, man.
It has, man.
Which they kind of was, and I thought they were the ones that were saying that was pulling all the strings. But like I said, it just kept flipping so many goddamn times, and I'm just like, okay, so who's really like
right?
Who's really like in charge, and who really has like the upper hand when it comes to this whole entire thing? Because like how you said, like it started out with those 3 big heads, and then like Guy's father like all of a sudden kicks in, and then damn, what's that dude's name? Like his daughter and shit like that, she kind of like betrays the whole fucking Sociedad and shit like that, trying to get her dad back. And
right. Exactly. And then he turns around and kills her. Right. Shit. So, and then there's the 2 people that appear behind Grimm's, not Grimm, but Grimm's, and people are just laughing like hell. I tried to listen to us describe this shit because it's just so weird. But Grimm's is like, he seems like he's like the king of the Basoma people because he's got this huge scythe. And I think that's the weapon that all this shit originates from. But they don't tell us anything, right? So it may be, it may not be. Who knows?
Why he's kind of looking like the king of the Basoma, Grim Reaper, and all that shit.
Right. The Grim Reaper thing with the rams and that stupid face on, and then the face like opened up. And like sent this like beam into that little like girl that I was talking about earlier into her eyes. The gamer chick. She's like a gamer and everything's a game to her. So she sees and then there's the dude that goes into the Iron Maiden, the kid that gets that's been bullied.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
The good Busoma.
And okay, I have one question for you both. What did the fuck with the bandaged head?
With the what?
Because he asked the Iron Maiden to take him in, and the thing opens up, and then the next time we see it, his head is bandaged. And
that's his Busoma form? I don't know, man.
I have what the fuck is that? He's got eyes. You can see his eyes through it. So that's something. If anybody can explain that to me in your DMs. I don't know. I'll think of something to hook you up with, okay? just because that's just a fucking huge mystery, and it's got to make sense. Okay. Speaking of, it's on the screen right now. All right.
Yeah. So one of the questions I had for this season was, what was with all the love interest this season? Like, there was the last season, there was a couple, you know, but one of them was comedic. It was that fat lady, obviously, with the hammer, and they didn't even have that style of comedy in this season where she had that gas cloud she farted out that was poisonous.
Yeah, but
that was in one episode.
Yeah, she did use it, but it didn't affect the people that she used it on, because they were Busoma.
But my question is, like, other than like the main character and the the comedy portion of it, I don't really understand why they put in all these like crazy love stories and crazy, oh, my family has a loss and now I'm dead, and it's like, well, why did you tell me a backstory for this if they're just dead right now?
Right. Well, see, that shit works in comics, man, because you got like 5 or 6 issues, and then that translates to 5 minutes in animation time. So I can see that happening. Like what's happening. Like The Walking Dead, they had to they had to literally add extra parts and stretch it out, and then do a time jump just so the show wouldn't catch up with it. And this is a similar situation. Here's my guess, y'all. I think this was meant to be one season. All right, 24 episodes at a half hour each. What?
How?
Well, it makes more sense to me, because it seems like that if you look at it like that, if you look at both seasons back to back, there's a build-up, right? There's a momentum, and then at the end, there's some kind of payoff, okay? Because there's no real payoff at the end of the first season. You're just like, what the fuck? Because, the dude with the 2 discs, it's, with the long blonde hair, pretty boy that was old, like from World War II and shit, right? And Grimm's, right? And so they go off against each other, and he dies, right, at the very beginning of this season. So that didn't seem like much of a. It seemed like that they should have had him die at the end of the other season. But then again, it wouldn't have been 12 episodes. See, that's my guess. I don't know. And the whole idea of making 24, 22-minute episodes instead of making 12, 44-minute episodes that had more of a, a linear quality to the narrative, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Help me out here.
No, it was.
I'm swimming in the deep end.
No, there is no deep end on this one.
I'm caught in that eddy then, and I'm getting tired.
Yeah. That's how I felt watching it.
I know, because it's like, I really couldn't grasp onto this whole entire thing, because it just kept jumping from one thing to another, and it's like, when I tried to figure out, okay, what's going on right here, then it's all of a sudden it flips over here. So I'm like, yeah, like my brain doesn't work that way no goddamn more. It's like, oh, I get it now when this is going on and that's going on, and I'm like, oh shit,
man.
Yeah. If we're gonna say that anime certainly, I think now that I've seen a couple of animes, even not the ones that we've reviewed here. Some people have come to me like, this is a good anime. I think that we should have like a cookie cutter rule.
Okay.
Where if the anime falls within these guidelines, the main character is a teenage boy and or girl with anxiety in high school and or their village.
Right.
Along with, now they've received superpowers and they're very angsty and have to reason with themselves the entire time while feeling guilty, and have another love interest that they're worried about hurting, and their superpower may be the thing that hurts that person, that we can safely say that it is a cookie cutter anime. because that is pretty much the storyline for like 80% of the animes I've seen.
Well, and that was a point that I was going to lead up to with this whole thing, is that it seemed like to me that the way that this thing was written and put out is that it expects you to make certain leaps and deductions, that they expect of you during this whole thing, which I'm not part. You see, I don't know what they're expecting of me, because obviously I couldn't accomplish the mission. But I think that Weebs could explain it to me. It's like and then the other thing I said, was all right. I thought that was meant to be a single season. Both seasons put together. Those are the major points that I really wanted to make on a serious level about this thing, because it does go all over the place. But the one thing that I do give this one, I did like that it was just like a shitload of killing. That kind of touched me in my happy spot a couple of times. That wasn't dirty. All right. Maybe. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Cause what I'm trying to figure out with all the characters, Guy, he in this inferior Shiryu, they're like bond together ever since birth, and it's like no matter how much he's been trying to sever the ties from it, he just hasn't found a way to do it right there.
Right.
And so now you got the rest of these people who are in this Shoshidai Academy, which basically they're all chrysalises, to where they go out there, they try to find these weapons, and try to put them in, try to collect them all and all that right there, so they won't try to possess, other people and, release and turn them in Basoma, so they run rampant all over the world. So that's their whole entire mission right there. So it's all these crystals, they go out there, they fight, they collect these weapons, but they can only do it for so damn long, because if they fight too damn long, and they get that anger and that rage building up, and the sword takes over them, and that's how they flip up.
They become the things they hate.
Right.
Yeah. So they have to constantly go on these sleeps. And like I said, it's just so many of them out there, and it's like the only one right now who's in possession of a weapon, who really knows how to control their things, is basically an old big girl, because she's the only one that really hasn't even though she has a weapon and besides the gas attack and things like that, she really hasn't had no episodes or nothing like that where she actually came this close to turning. Everybody else has.
Well, do you think that's maybe because she died at the bottom when she went to the bottom of the ocean, right? Remember when she mm-hmm. first gets the thing? Is that maybe why the gas that she puts out is so stinky and stuff, or is that just because she's a fat old woman that loves that loves gold?
I think it's just because she's a fat gold digger.
Yeah. Okay. There's. I don't know. I thought that was a valid question.
Because I know, because she was eating the gold in the first 10 episodes.
No shit. I know. It was like, holy shit, the bitch is eating gold, literally eating gold. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I'm not going to go where a lot of people would go with that. I'm just going to leave it right there as it is.
Like, damn, that's greed to the max.
No shit. Right. It's like Ferengi shit, right? Okay, all right, now I need to go back to where I can see the current screen, because I'm actually trying to say hi to Tema, the Hun, and Sir Adamantine, Jolly Rogers, Bilgewater. What's up, everybody? Melon Smithers, all of you. And let's see.
I love that we got some new people and we got some regulars this time. We got
Jack the Ripper, Gulf City. Let's see. Okay, and I'm done for the moment.
All right.
Special shout out to Sir Adamantine. He knows why.
Yeah, another confusing thing was like the three kids. Like like what was their stories? I know like Reese. That's like Shin's like what his baby
Sister?
sister.
Right. Right.
But the other two, like I have no idea what they were all about. But it's like I don't know. They're like what three experiments that's like what like a underground secret thing or the Shoshi guy was.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to, like point to is like, okay, so right, they turned that one girl, she looked like a vampire because there was that one thing where she was just, it looked like she was sucking that dude's blood out of him.
Is that what they were supposed? They're supposed to be vampires.
Maybe like some kind of like, yeah, like blood sucking to drain it out of the person so they can't become while they're human in their human form, right? While they're a chrysalis. So they can't, become their weapon. I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine because they didn't even touch that shit. They said, "Oh, that's dude's sister." How can you tell? She looks like a fucking, looks like an old drawing I did back when I was in the 8th grade, man, in the back of my notebook. Seriously.
yeah, because they had like these bracelets on. Like when as long as they had the bracelets on, they were like in their human form. But as soon as they turned them off, they turned into these, like wild ass, vampire things. And just basically, it's like they just unleashed them and they just just killing machines. They didn't know friend or foe. Because like when no girl's bracelet actually broke off, she attacked the other two girls.
Right.
It was just basically like anybody that was in her way. She saw him, she just killed them. Like she killed the two girls. I'm saying, she killed the doctor and shit like that. But it's like she kind of knew, but she just couldn't control herself.
And they had GPS in them too, right? Because that dude dispatched some people, and she ended up killing like one or two of them, right? This thing,
Yep.
these. See, now we're getting into characters that their stories are starting to like kind of run into each other with me.
Yeah, that's that. Well, I mean, that's a big problem with this whole the entire series, right?
Right.
There's so many storylines, and like the vampire thing. Why did it even need to be in there? Why?
Well, I think they're trying to come up with these different ways to get this evil under control, right? And that's like a bio method, where they may have been using like alchemy. They never alluded to how they did that either.
No. It was like Thetan levels. They didn't say how it works at all.
Exactly.
They
It was just like,
said,
all right,
we have evil. We have to get under control.
Right, and we just did this, and look, there's shit growing out of her backbone now. It's like, what the fuck?
Right?
Okay.
It's a 2 + 2 = 5 moment for me because it like, okay, I assume that if they're now supposed to be more evil, that they would just turn into basomas, They would find like a stapler and that would be their basoma or something,
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly, because the if it was used enough, right? If you found Johnny Knoxville's stapler, it could turn into you could turn into a basoma, right? Somebody's going to get that, all right, that reference, and you'll understand
it. It's
it.
pretty good, actually.
Yeah. So, all right, so yeah, more notes I have here. So yeah, at the beginning it was like he was a borderline basoma, and then Guy ended up cutting his arm off. It never explained how he got saved and where he went. I didn't see that if they did because. Let's see. All right, guys. So yeah, Guy keeps getting the temptation, to kill people because he sees himself killing the girl that he loved from the home, so he left, and then he ended up pulling his arm off. And then this dude says he smelled like an old katana, and I'm like saying, "Holy, what? Is that like a compliment or what?" I don't know. It was so weird. Well, he does work with the swordsmith, so yeah, you would think he would smell like a katana. I guess so. Okie dokie. I mean, what do you say to that, Pat, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he did say that right there. Was like, yeah, like like he spent his whole entire life, working around swordsmiths and shit like that. So yeah, that smell probably like clung on to him. Plus, having that damn associate die as a damn arm all the damn time.
Oh, but they did introduce the sword as a thought, right? Which, when he said the word Beelzebub, and it was only in like a small part. I mean, I don't know why they introduced it, but they started talking about Paracelsus. If I'm not mistaken, was an alchemist, right? Because it talked about the demon wizard Paracelsus, and that name rung a bell with me. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it makes me think. For some reason, my brain wants to say that. I read so much shit back in the day. I went through my little evil witchcraft phase. Necronomicon shit.
I mean, we had to do that last week for that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
We got the Killing Joke in the chat. What up, man?
What's up, KJ? Joe Kai, how you doing, my friend? Man, Pat, have you met him yet?
I think I have, but I can't.
You'll know it, man. He's a one of a kind. You'll love him. He's a great guy. He's very funny and he's very sweet. I'm not supposed to say that, am I? Sorry, Joe. Oh, your secret's out, dude. Your secret's out.
Your secret's out. Uh-oh. He's a nice guy.
Was that alchemy mentioned part right there? Then it's like at the episode where like the Shiryu, like the arm, it takes like possession of Shin or whatever,
right?
And it actually like leads him to God,
right.
He just pops up, just out of nowhere with the arm, and he's just like how did I get here? So it's like there's Daisy right there talking, he takes the arm, he throws it away, but then the one was someone with the guns and shit like that. That was somebody else who just popped up out of the damn blue. Who
right?
I have no idea who the hell that was. He just looked like some version of Deadshot.
Yeah, yeah, but that was kind of badass. Like it's like he came out of. He's almost like a Clint Eastwood, character. He just comes out of nowhere and starts shooting up the place. And then he kind of like disappears. They never really put him down, if you notice, man. I didn't see him get killed.
I think it.
Go ahead.
I think no. I think he did. I think he did get killed.
So he did.
Because when shit. When Guy came back, after they saw like he was attacking the place, and Guy just really got enraged, and all of a sudden it's like the sword,
that's
the
right.
Sword just got and it did like this, like this Shinron Dragon Ball Z shit.
Man, it was
to a damn dragon and came.
Yeah, I've got some stills of that coming up, man. It was hilarious because it reminded me of the.
I was like,
it reminded me of the last the episode before last of the Gulf City Boys of AP and Ghastly. Because it's a direct ripoff of Dragon Ball Z, and it's really good. But the fight scene was almost the same exact thing. It was great. So
I really love that scene as well because it's like basically you're sitting there, you're like, how is he gonna get out of this one, right? And all of a sudden, my arm tingles in a river somewhere.
Ding!
And all of a sudden, here you go. You got Golden Shinron coming at you and shit like that. The arm's back on him, and it's a sword again. And he just, he just all of a sudden just like whoosh, whoosh. Yeah, but like I don't know. I don't even know if he even killed the guy, but it's like, but he just like wiped through everybody who was just all up in the people and.
Yeah.
Now I don't think he killed the people. He probably just like injured them a little bit. I know it's like with the one guy who had like saved him. He had got kind of caught up in the crossfire, and that's by the time where Himiko, like she came out because she can kind of feel like like oh shit, like no, because. Like I said, like this guy with the guns, he was just about to take everybody out, and guys just like, like, damn, I need to do something, and him and the arm bond up together. It's like he saved the people, but he also whooped their ass in the process.
Right. Yeah, and the chick, I couldn't tell, man. Okay, all right, the one that could absorb the Buddha chick, right? I couldn't tell if she was an ancient, like, because they alluded to her being like really old, right? So was she like a geisha, like doing that old school, like I guess maybe the post Bushido. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that shit. But it was almost like she, that's kind of what she had lived a long time. That they never made that clear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going through all my notes, man, and then of course Zoltgein. So yeah, it absorbed Mikazuki. Let's see.
I do like probably about the second episode from the end, right, where they just start killing off all of the characters.
Yeah, the last two episodes were okay, man. That's what I was, going to jump to. Is like, if you really just want to, just kind of some popcorn, watch the last two episodes.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the fact that they killed off all the characters not because it was like a tragedy or anything, but because they had annoyed me for 10 episodes prior to this. I'm sitting there like, yes, you die, and you get a die, and you die. Ha ha ha! Like,
it's the Oprah death moment,
Exactly.
So I guess, and the way it ends, it looks like it's going to start a new cycle with the next episode. So, I mean, the next series, or season. So the nenext season will probably be another, like, kind of a mirror. Maybe they'll take, like, some of this, criticism that is being given, because there's just too much here, man. There's too much to absorb. It would have been nice to, like, just have sections. Like, you do 4 episodes on this person, you do 4 episodes on this person, and or whatever. And then, the second season, you kind of start twining them together, and then maybe even another season, build that story out. There's a way, I think, to do that to make everybody happy and to have a really good story. None of us had really complained about the look of this. And to be honest, the look of this was a lot better, I thought. And this is me, because I was thinking, this looks like it's better, all right, the composition is you can tell they're doing a lot more thinking about it. I could tell that they were using different artists, like for like what do you call it, the silhouette, the cameo, that whole side of the face thing, because I mean it looked like I drew it, like with my eyes closed. And then there was just like versions of the people at 3/4, at a slight angle up. So you could tell different art teams worked on it. But then there was really good, like the one I'm looking at right now that's on the screen, is that, there's some fantastic shadow work. And so, it's really well done in places. And let me ask you this, all right, did Shin become like the... because both he and Guy's armor looked like exactly the same kind of armor, except one was white and one was black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of like had like a light versus dark thing going on.
Yeah, but they were both evil, and that didn't make any sense at all, did it?
Yeah, because like both of them are like Shiryu's, but one's like. But like I said, like guys, like they call Guy like the inferior Shiryu, and him like the original. So I don't know, like what is a Shiryu, like what, 2 things, like what, it's like a twin sword or something like that, and
Maybe.
they're both in possess of in possess of one piece of it or whatever.
That's a great question, man, because I don't think we're going to get an answer to that, to be honest. You remember, all right, so when they showed the rock, I immediately thought, all right, this rock has got like these different colored stones in it. I'm going like Infinity Gauntlet. So they're gonna make. I started thinking, okay, yeah, it's the perfect Busoma killer. Boom, half of them are gone. Okay, and then they built the sword. That was like the very powerful sword. I believe it cut the I don't know, unicorn dude's head off. I'm talking about the armor with the one horn coming out the top that looked like a Statue of Liberty.
armor?
Yeah, like a tranny Statue of Liberty or some shit.
Yep.
With one horn.
Sama.
I don't know, man. So there, so I think there's questions that's still out there. Like, who was calling the shots for real? Is it really just Grimm's? Because there was that shrimp-looking woman thing, the one I'm talking about that had no legs. The floating shrimp or mermaid, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Her and then
the other mermaid.
And then the other dude that came out and he said, "Oh, there's nothing here for me to fight. I'm here to kick Basoma ass," or something like that. Because they want to become a god, right?
Yeah.
And so at some point, all right. So all the people are going to be gone off of Earth. The Basomas start fighting each other, and then out of that comes some type of I don't know, like Olympus type organization of gods. Out of that, I don't know. Because apparently every type of weapon is going to have some type of, Busoma shit going on with it. And there's a shitload of weapons out there. I mean, for God's sakes, man, you're just in Japan, Think about the U.S. What did that shit look like? With all our knives and guns and shit, Yeah, Texas, man. Texas. They said it's going to change the name of Texas to Busoma. Oh, man. So, Brian?
Well, out of 1 to 10 here, what do you think this thing gets?
Let's let Pat go because he's our guest and he has been awesome enough to go through, sit through this and spend his time to help us out. So please, Bob, go into detail if we want to.
All right. It all depends on how we're judging this. Like I said, if we're going with like the animation look again, like I said, that's going to get a good, that's going to get a good, like 8 out of 10 for me because, it's like they did better this year than they did last year. They kind of like had like the 2D, 3D animation, but this one was like more, this season was like more crisp than it was, at that time right there. So if we're going by, that part right there, that gets a good grade for me. However, story-wise, oh hell no! Like I'm like y'all did it again. Like damn, like where's this going? It's like the first season you were all over the place. This season you just did it all over again. It's like who's in charge? Who's this? Who's that? I don't know because shit. 1 second you were talking about God, then you was talking about Shin, then you was talking about this one and that one. I fucking don't know anymore.
No shit.
Like I said, it's a good anime. It's just all over the damn place, man.
Kids, take your Ritalin and watch this.
Story wise, man, I got to give that a 2 out of 10 because it just confused the hell out of everybody, man.
Yep, let's see that. All right, Big B, what you say?
I do agree with the art style. It was a lot better in season 2. You could tell in season 1 where they were making like those rain scenes that were past memories that clearly, it was somebody that had done a really terrible job drawing and they just put rain over it so that you wouldn't really notice. So the art, especially after seeing Godzilla, like this, the art's pretty good on this one.
Yeah.
I know. We can't compare everything to Godzilla, otherwise everything will be amazing.
Yeah. No shit.
So the art on this one, I would say probably a 7 out of 10. And then I'm gonna say story-wise, I would also have to agree 2 out of 10 on story-wise because it doesn't. There's nothing that makes me want to watch this ever again. Like I just don't ever want to watch it again. And I didn't, while watching it, if I hadn't been getting ready for the show, I probably would have turned it off and switched to something else.
Yeah, me too. So what's your total on that, bro?
My total on this is it's getting a 2.2 out of 10 in total.
fair enough. All right, so that leads to me, and here's my take on it. All right, I agree the art's a lot better. I'm going to score it a little bit better. I'm going to give it like a 9, 8.5 or 9, just for this series because the change. I'm going to give them strokes on that. The storyline is, as I thought, was more. If you watched last year, at least the storyline had a lot less moving parts, in my opinion. Where this one just went schizophrenic and shit. So I want to give it like it right at a 2. So that'll cut it. I guess total will be a 6, 5, or not even that. I got to give it a just at a 5. But if you're gonna watch it, just watch the last 2 episodes. That's my big recommendation. I'm serious. It'll be at least that way you get some fun out of it, right?
Skip all the shitty storyline.
Well, I mean, it's just at a point. It's like you said, man. It's like if I wasn't committed to watching this, I would have stopped watching it too. And so that tells you everything. And I hope that the people at Netflix and stuff, check us out, man. We're just, Brian and I are just, we're not weebs, man. And if you want our business, you're gonna have to do better. Okay, I'm just saying that. All right, and even Pat, man, who's is a weeb and he's dedicated in this stuff. It's like he's pissed off. You've pissed off. Yeah, you pissed off a good-natured man. Who's a decent person who loves anime. So you need to fix this shit. All right.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this one like, where the fuck are y'all going with it?
Right. It's schizo, man. So, and with that said, I think we're not done yet. Okay. I do want to take a moment and thank Pat for coming out again and hanging with us and doing this thing, because I think I'm having more fun the more that you do this, dude. To be honest, next week, we're going to be focusing on Netflix original, and like we did since last month, we did 2 true crime weeks because of the nature of what we're doing. We're going to do 2 original series, and this next week we're going to focus on the Norm Macdonald Has a show, and then the week after that we will be going over Iron Fist season 2. Okay. So that'll give you guys something to get caught up on. Also, like I said earlier, remember that I've got a TeePublic store. Get your Proud Yank Towel shirt now. More merch coming up. Irate Prostate. Do my Streamlabs, please. I just please, if you can't help, please do. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Brian.
Thug life, fam.
All right, Pat.
Peace and more love.
That's what I say, man. That's right. Love each other. Try to as hard as you can, because you never know. You never know what's going to happen, man. But everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you here at this time, same bat time, same bat channel. So this is Irate Prostate. Brian.
We cut it off.
No, yeah.
I would like to show. We got Cynic is having his first live stream on this channel.
Oh, wow.
Drop the link in the chat.
And he's doing it right now, right after this?
Right after this.
Well, you get the fuck over there after I tell you that Big Fat Brian is going to be my guest interviewee on Sunday and, for the ice cream interviews. So that should be fascinating. And if you like Big Fat Brian, and if you like me, you're going to love this, because I got some questions that I'm not even sure I can answer. So on that note, this is Irate Prostate saying thanks for coming, everybody. Y'all take care. Go check out Cynic. He's an awesome dude. He helped us out last week. And so let's do the damn thing. Get over there and troll the fuck out of him. All right. It's Irate Prostate. OUT. Take care.